So we're checked in. We got our temporary parking. We're gonna be over in the whale parking lot. Now we gotta grab our gear, take it over in the check-in part, and then we board at 8:45. So we're here plenty early. We got our boarding passes for the boat. They have some rules, so you wanna make sure you take your fuel out of the bag because they're gonna store all that together. No water or any kind of liquid inside your bag. That has to be on your carry-on. Now we're just gonna kind of hang out till boarding. There's our boat, and so far it looks like it's gonna be smooth sailing. Morning.
Morning.
So we got our seat on the boat. We're kind of staked out in the backside, so I'm hoping to get some good dolphin shots, but ran into Dylan Latella.
Hey.
Did I get that right?
Yeah, you got it right.
All right, so be sure to check out his photography on Instagram as well. But yeah, we're traveling together, and let's see what we find out there.
Sounds great to me.
Now just a quick safety orientation before we head out the harbor. No wake zone, so got to keep it smooth for all the other boats. Almost time to go fast. We are hitting open ocean. Time to turn the throttles open. Let's head out to Santa Cruz Scorpion Ranch. And if you look in the distance, you can see America back there. We were just informed that we are sitting on the wet side of the boat. So I think that means we're gonna get a little wet on this trip. That's okay. So we ended up having to move from our seat in the back of the boat. That ended up being when the wind picked up. We were getting so splashed. And now we're on the other side of the boat. And now we're dry and warm again. Previously on the other side of the boat, all this water was ending up on our laps. Definitely much more favorable wind over here on this side. Arriving at Santa Cruz Island is like leaving the world behind. The hum of the mainland disappears, replaced by crashing waves and the cry of seabirds. Rugged cliffs rise above the sea, giving way to golden hills and quiet coves. This is the Channel Islands National Park. Wild, timeless, and alive. Foxes running wild through your camp as the dolphins chase the Island Packard boat through the water, and rare plants cling to the earth found nowhere else on this planet. Here you don't just visit nature, you become part of it.
Great day. So much fun. Have fun, guys.
So we're here at Santa Cruz. We're at Scorpions Bay. We are assembling on the dock for a short while, and I believe we're going to get an orientation from the ranger about the rules, and then we're off to the campsite. You can't avoid having a slightly eerie feeling when you see that boat take off. It or not, we're here till tomorrow. So we had our orientation from the ranger, about a 5-minute talk on the do's and don'ts. So we got about an hour and a half until we can check into our campsite. So we're just going to stick our stuff in some of these boxes for now so we don't have to carry them with us, and then just do a little exploring in the meantime. We got all these lockers here that we can store our stuff while we're waiting to check in. Big enough to hold your backpacks, and the important thing is that you keep it away from the critters who will open any pocket, zipper, or button and take your stuff. Campground straight ahead. So we're at the Lower Loop campsite. We'll walk by some of the ones that are empty right now just to show. Each one's a little bit different. Here's number one. Bear box and a table. Nice and shady on this one, and you're closest to the bathroom. Campsite 3. I don't know where 2 was, unless this is 2. 4. Not much shade there. 5. Lots of space on that one. Good spot for a hammock. I'm going to assume that's 6. Look at all the shade on this one. Nice. This must be 7. 7. 8. So nice on these ones on the right as you're up against the hillside. So depending on which direction the wind's coming. The smaller campsite, this is probably 9. Or no, this would be 10. 10. 9. Number 12. 13. Not much shade there.
That's that chicken mushroom, huh?
Oh. Oh.
You can eat it.
Now this one's nice, a lot of seclusion here. 15. The birds like that one too.
stuff and set up camp.
Yeah.
I think we should get the tent set up.
16. 17. That one's nice, it's got bushes around it.
Yeah, it's still a tiny tent.
18. Yep. 19. A lot of oh, I like this one. 19. I'm gonna guess this is 20. 20 got lots of spots for hammocks. Campsite 21, open space, and this is us, campsite 22. We got lots of shade.
So we go back and get our stuff?
Let's do it, yeah. Just on the other side of camp 22, we're gonna go check out, these are called vault toilets. So, not terrible, clean, you got tile on the floor, there's the vault toilet. So we're probably about a mile up the, I think it's the lower loop trail, and so there's a pretty good view from here. You can see America across there, and then when we look back the way we came, you can see Anacapa Island way off in the distance. We've come 1.2 miles almost. So we're on the Cavern loop right now, and I feel like Robinson Crusoe on Mars. I mean, there's just a lot of emptiness around us. You run into people every now and then, but they're few and far between. They get the further we go, the more dispersed they are. You can see the mainland back that way. So we follow the trail up to Cavern Point, which is not that far. Looks like a cool little spot up there, but I'm gonna go check it out. Interesting how we come up to Cavern Point, how the rocks change. This looks like more volcanic type rock. Very different landscape. We did the Cavern loop, which it was a tough climb going up. It was probably about a mile and a half of steep with not a lot of switchbacks, but now we're kind of on the other side downhill, and then we're looking over at the pier that we got dropped off on by the boat. We're going all the way around. We're going back to where we stored the boxes early in the video, get our stuff, and we're gonna get set up on Camp 22. Here we are looking over the Scorpion Ranch. There's the visitor center, there's the museum. You can't quite see it from here, but our Fox box is right below, just out of view. All right, got all our stuff all packed up. Now we're heading to camp. So we got camp set up, got the tent set up over there, and now we're hungry. And the chicken pad thai is not bad. All the food's locked up in a locker, and all the other stuff, because they say that the ravens and even some of the rodents will go through your stuff and poke holes in your equipment, just for fun, if anything. The Scorpion Ranch Visitor Center is a true time capsule. Immersive audio and visual displays bring to life the story of the wildlife and its remarkable progression through the history of Santa Cruz Island. It's also a well-preserved, rustic 19th century kitchen. These flowers, and I forget the name of them, I'll put the title on the screen, are only found on this island. I think it's called endemic to this island. It's dinner time now. What we're going to do is we're going to throw instant potatoes, gravy. We're going to see if we can reconstitute some beef jerky into some good stewed dinner tonight. Mashed potatoes and gravy in there. That's pretty good. We're gonna put that in the koozie. So we got it in there. Gonna set a timer for 4 minutes. Let's see how it looks. All right. It's not how Grandma used to make it, but I think it'll do for tonight. It's really nice to come here. No traffic noise, no noise whatsoever. And I think the campsite's pretty full. You don't really see or hear anybody ever the whole time you're here. So. I didn't check to see what time sunset was tonight. I'm assuming it's gonna be about 7:30 or so. So I am gonna head up to the top of this trail that we hiked to this morning. Got my 14 to 24 millimeter lens, and I have my tripod. And we're gonna see what kind of landscape shots we can get, and maybe sunset. Being this is my first time, I'm not sure if I want to go be hiking back in the dark, so I might not wait all the way till sunset, but we'll just see how it goes. So we got about a mile to get to the top. Definitely a heart pump in this first part. Heart rate's at 141, and I'm only in the first 3 minutes. And there's not a lot of switchback, so it's pretty much just straight up there. Well, the wind up here, sometimes the gust feels like it's gonna blow me completely off the mountain here, but check out, oh my goodness, check it out. And I'm right at a crossroads right here. You could take that trail straight up there and head up to the Northern Trail Bluff, Potato Harbor overlook. Or we just go up that way to Cavern Point, and then you would come around and loop around back where the boats pick up from the dock. I'm gonna head around this way and see what kind of pictures I can get. Almost near the top here, and the view is amazing. One of the things I'm concerned about is it's really windy. I'm just gonna go up a little bit higher. I don't think we're gonna be able to set up the tripod just in this kind of wind. We're gonna head up to there. And coming up to the top, all this volcanic rock. But man, Santa Cruz Island over there. There's America. Oh, there's America. And the sun setting into the west. Not a bad way to end the night. So let's just do a few handheld shots, and then I want to hike back down before it gets dark. Let's do some handheld shots up there, and I'm glad that I did. But to be honest with you, I want to get back down to camp, and just that I'm not familiar with the trails on the island, and the sun's going to go down probably within the next 30 minutes, but I don't know. But I want to get down this canyon and get back to what looks familiar. I'm all alone. There's no one here. Definitely glad that I left downhill when I did, because now that I'm down in the canyon and the sun's already getting lower to the horizon, it's already getting dark in here, and I do not want to be hiking this trail. I mean, look at stuff like this where you could go right over the edge if you didn't watch where you're going. So it was a windy night last night. Now we're just kind of hunkering down in the tent. It's cold outside. So, a little coffee to start the day. We'll go outside and cook when the sun comes up and it's a little lighter. This time, we're gonna head towards Potato Harbor going this way. A little different type of trail as we're going up. You got these railroad tie type stairs. Much steeper than the trail up to this point. And this looks like the same kind of rock I was trying to put our tent stakes through last night. It's a different point of view from the bluff that we were on last night. You look at the hills and it looks familiar to what Southern California looks like on the other side of the channel, but then you look at the plants and it's not the same. So we've been here a little over a day, almost a day now. We've only seen 2 foxes, and they were both in the area where the visitor center was. This is the first one we've actually seen in the wild, and they warned us like they're going to be everywhere. And to Potato Harbor, and it looks like the raven's sitting on the sign telling us which way to Potato Harbor.
The cliffs of Santa Cruz Island are breathtaking, but also unforgiving. What seems like solid ground can vanish into a sheer drop with no warning. Stay back from the edge. Admire the view safely, because here, nature demands respect.
Let's go look from the other side. I'm gonna go to that point down there. I brought my 14mm lens. I think I can snap a shot or 2 from there. But that's where we're going. The world famous Potato Harbor. So this is about as low as I'm willing to go. You can hear sea lions way off in the distance. There's a cave way down there, if you can see down there. But, yep. Hey, they say stay away from the crumbly edges of the cliff, so I'm actually going to stay right here. Maybe I'll snap some shots here with the GoPro, but I think that's about it. you can see where I was just a minute ago. Pretty close to the edge. Yeah, a little outside my comfort zone. All right, so the last hour's here. We're just kind of lounging right now. We did a hike to Potato Harbor in the morning, and we're tired. You're kind of like camping tired, so. And it looks like a lot of the other people in camp are kind of doing the same thing. They're just kind of lounging around the day campsites and just waiting for the 4:30 boat to come and pick us up.
On this island, time slows. The salt air, the call of the seabirds, and the sight of wildlife moving freely stir both peace and wonder. Santa Cruz is more than a national park. It's a sanctuary where the rhythm of nature reminds us how extraordinary the world can be.
By the Santa Cruz Island, Scorpion Bay, this time